I will advance our slides, and Nate has generously offered to monitor the chat. So if you do have any updates or any questions that come up during today's event, feel free to put them in the chat, but know that I won't be able to see them, and Nate's going to help out by monitoring. With that, we will get this event kicked off. Thank you so much for joining us for this year's Nurse Appreciation event. A couple of introductions on today's call. We have Nicole Irwin, the Regional Chief Executive Officer for the Idaho, Montana, and East Oregon region of the Red Cross. We also have Diane Wright, the Montana Chapter Executive Director. We have Winnie Lohoff, the Regional Direct Services Program Manager. And Winnie, did I say your last name correctly?
Yes, you did.
Perfect. I realized a few moments ago I've never actually clarified that, so thank you. And we also have Anna Hissong, our new regional nurse lead, and she's going to share a little bit about that role, which is still relatively new in the Red Cross, in just a few minutes. Thank you again for joining us. Today, we're going to celebrate American Red Cross nurses and the contributions you have made, not only in this fiscal year to our region, but just a little bit about the history of nursing in the Red Cross, and talk about 6 incredible nurses that are receiving the nurse pin this year in our region. Nicole, do you want to help us out with a little bit about the history of the Red Cross, nursing in the Red Cross?
Yeah, thanks for including me in this event. This is something I look forward to every year. Certainly when you think of the Red Cross, you think hand in hand of the nursing corps. And so Clara Barton starting that, and with the Revolutionary War and disasters that followed that. And then a woman named Jane Delano, who in the early 1900s, the relationship even got more formalized, and congressional charters came in that really tied nursing and the Red Cross together. And so when I think about just all of the service that have been provided, and all of the pictures that you can see in the history, and the work that you all are doing to continue that legacy, again, we thank you for your service and keeping up this longstanding history of nursing in the Red Cross alive. I think on the next slide, we talk a little bit about just bringing it forward, right? What's happening now, and how are you guys keeping that legacy alive today? And so there's over 13,000 nurses and other healthcare professionals that bring mission to life every day. You all are talented and practical, generous, and you work in military hospitals, help collect life-saving blood, provide relief to disaster victims. You teach courses and help us deliver CPR and first aid. You're in management. As someone who's deployed 7 times, I always seem to have something that bites me on these deployments, and a nurse is the one who helps calm it down and get me some allergic reaction relief. And so I've just really been able to experience the mission and what you provide firsthand. And we're consistently ranked as one of the most trusted professions in the United States. Nurses come to help the Red Cross with extensive education and training. And again, just thank you for being part of our legacy. Hi, Diane, I think you get to talk about the next part.
I do. Thanks, Nicole. Hey, everybody. I want to talk a little bit about the creed of the nursing program and the Red Cross nurse. Many of you may not even know that there is a creed, so I'd like to just spend a few minutes and talk about that. This was originally written by Lona Trott and was selected as the nurse's creed in 1953. And just by the way, a copy of this creed is going to be sent to all of you along with your nursing pins next week. But what really stood out for me for the nurse's creed are really the last couple of lines: to bring comfort to those who are in trouble and to alleviate suffering. That is significant. And it reminds me of, we just got back from a disaster training academy in West Yellowstone, and there were several nurses there to receive the most up-to-date training. And Lisa McMahon out of the Lewis and Clark disaster team in Helena, she was taking part of that training, and I was a person doing role play as part of the shelter training, and my job was to be a diabetic. And so I went in, almost collapsed, and Lisa, who is a nurse in Helena, and she was taking the shelter training for the first time, she immediately came over to me and made sure that I had what I needed, some juice, a snack. She took my blood pressure. She talked about my medication that I was on. She wanted to find out who my doctor was. She had never had the shelter training before, and she did it beautifully. So I don't know if Lisa's on with us tonight, but I really think that brings it home to what the importance of what our nurses in our Red Cross program do every day. And I'll go to the next slide and talk about our vision. So this is the vision statement for the American Red Cross nursing and health programs. As health professionals, you are engaged in both volunteer positions that require a license. So if we needed to replace prescription medication for someone who experienced a home fire and lost their medication, we need nurses to call in that prescription at the drugstore to replace it. And then there's some volunteer jobs that don't require a license, but you bring valuable skills and experiences that help the Red Cross fulfill its mission here in our Idaho, Montana, and East Oregon region and across the country. So thank you so much for what you do.
Thank you, Diane. Anna, over to you to share about your position as the regional nurse lead.
Yes. Hi, everybody. My name is Anna Hissong, and I just recently accepted the role of the regional nurse lead. So these are the bullet points are what I'm currently learning about and working to know more about. But I just wanted an opportunity to tell you a little bit about myself. I am in Mountain Home, Idaho, so I'm about 25 minutes, depending on how fast you drive, out of Boise. My husband retired here from the Air Force. So, and I recently retired about a year ago as a nurse at the rural hospital here. And I started my nursing career at the VA. So I'm really excited to be back with the Red Cross. I volunteered during nursing school. So I'm really excited to get to know everybody and to get to know more and more about my role and just to be of service and help out where I can.
Thank you, Anna, and thank you for saying yes to this opportunity. We are so glad to have you on board.
Oh, thank you.
Here are the recipients of the 2023 Nurse Pin for the Idaho, Montana, and East Oregon region. These nurses, as you will see, cover all of our lines of service and have touched the mission through each line of service throughout this past fiscal year. And we'll just take a second to share a little bit more about the Nurse Pin. The Nurse Pin is an incredibly high honor to receive a Nurse Pin in the Red Cross, and it's not easily achieved. It means that these nurses have touched the mission not only through service delivery, but through continuous engagement and several hours of mission delivery. And we're just very, very thankful to have each and every one of them on our team and serving our communities and our clients. And now I'm going to share a little bit more about each of this year's recipients. Yvette Adams joined the Red Cross in 2021, and she currently serves as our region's Disaster Cycle Services Health Services Program Lead. And she also serves as a member of the Eastern Idaho Disaster Action Team. She has deployed to 2 past national disaster relief operations, one in Texas and one in California. Rebecca Barwin joined the Red Cross in 2022 and is a member of our region's Disaster Health Services team as well. She is a member of the Ada County Disaster Action Team. And if anybody on the call, because we do have different lines of service represented, the Disaster Action Team are the team members that respond to local home fires. The region's Disaster Health Services team are the team members that respond to different health services needs experienced by people displaced by disasters. It could be connected to a home fire, or it could be caused by a different kind of disaster, such as a flood. talk more about that in just a second. Jamie Easton, who is on our call today, joined the Red Cross in 2020, and Jamie serves as a member of the region's disaster health services team as well. Congratulations, Jamie. Lisa McMahon joined the Red Cross in 2022 and is a member of the region's disaster health services team, and she serves as a member of the disaster action team for Lewis and Clark County. Everlisa Nesland joined in 2021, is also on the region's disaster health services team, and she is a blood donor ambassador in Canyon County. And for those of you not familiar with the blood donor ambassador role, that is a very important role. And this person is someone that is stationed sort of as you enter a blood donation site. It could be fixed or it could be mobile, but they're usually the first face you see when you walk in to make a blood donation. And this person is essential because they help blood donors get registered, help them be comfortable throughout their entire blood donation experience, and then make sure that once they've donated blood, that they're resting in the canteen area and getting that getting the juice and the snacks and all those good things before they head out the door. Jan joined the Red Cross in 2018, and she serves as a member of the Service to the Armed Forces VA Animal Visitation Program. Another really important role serving in our VA hospital and clinics, and we're very grateful for Jan's service to the American Red Cross as well. Thank you, Jan. Oops, sorry about that. Before we go to the next slide, I just want to also share that in addition to the local work that we've heard about from our volunteers, our nurses throughout the region, I also received service delivery statistics that this past fiscal year, so we're currently in fiscal year 2023, and so far this fiscal year, we've had 5 nurses deploy outside of the region to assist individuals displaced by disasters across the country. And when the Montana Yellowstone River flooding happened last summer, there were 23 nurses deployed, whether they could have been from in our region, some of them came from outside of our region to help those displaced or impacted by the flooding in Montana. So just wanted to share that with you as well, just to help also tell the story of the incredible work our nurses do in our region and across our country. Before we conclude, I wanted to also share a couple of upcoming town hall meetings. Always wanting to promote opportunities for all of our team members to hear about the incredible work going on in our region. And so these slides will be shared with everybody after the call, but these blue links are live links for May 17th at 12 p.m. and May 18th at 6 p.m. They're going to be all region town hall virtual meetings where we will begin our quarterly conversations about what's happening in the region and be sharing about ways that volunteers and team members can get plugged into new opportunities or find out about upcoming events. So I hope to see you there as well. Also wanted to put a plug in for the Nursing Matters newsletter. Again, the link will be in the slide deck after this event wraps up, but wanted to be sure that you all knew that there is a quarterly newsletter that highlights the important work of nursing across the organization and shares upcoming training opportunities and other opportunities available to you. I wanted to end today with this quote: "You must never think of anything except the need and how to meet it." And this quote just to me captures the essence of the nurses that I've had the opportunity to meet and to work alongside in my time with the Red Cross. This quote from Clara Barton, of course. Clara was a nurse that helped found the American Red Cross, but just the selfless generosity of spirit and of time and talent that you've all generously given to our mission. There aren't words to fully say thank you. And so just know from the bottom of our hearts how much we truly appreciate each one of you. I wanted to share this contact information. This is Anna's email address, And then I am now realizing I may not have introduced myself at the beginning of this, but I am Valerie Ballard, the Regional Volunteer Services Officer, and that is my email address as well. And with that, we will say thank you and conclude the recording, but we will stay on for anybody that's joined the meeting